Let's discuss now with the Democratic Senator Bob Menendez of New Jersey, also on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. Senator, thanks for taking the time this morning.
Good to be with you, Jim.
So for a second time in a number of months, the president travels to the other side of the world to meet face-to-face with the North Korean leader, and he leaves without discernible progress on denuclearization. Were these talks, in your view, a failure?
Well, look, what we saw in Hanoi was amateur hour with nuclear weapons at stake and the limits of reality TV diplomacy. I had said well before the second summit that, in fact, the work of discipline, strategic preparation and diplomacy was critical if we were going to ultimately achieve any success here. And unfortunately, that proved to be true. There was a lack of the strategic building towards understanding what the absolute North Korea position would be and whether or not it was possible to find ways to move that. And what I worry about is that the president, by giving Kim Jong-un the international not only recognition but almost acceptance, from going from pariah to an accepted international leader, has squandered the leverage that we have. The question is China going to walk with us as well? Or are they going to continue down the path that China and Russia and others have done, which is begin to have less of sanctions enforcement and engage North Korea economically without us having achieved virtually anything?
Now, there was concern, even from within the administration, that the president might give up too much here, searching perhaps for a headline, for a win or a headline to distract from the Cohen testimony. He did not. He held the line. Do you give him credit for holding the line, in effect, and demanding more from Kim?
Well, look, without a full briefing, I'm not sure whether that was the best choice, but I do give him credit in this respect. If you're not going to get a good deal, then you do need to walk away. The problem is that you don't set yourself up for that proposition, as the president has, give Kim Jong-un international recognition, weaken the international cooperation we have had for sanctions against North Korea, get China, that needs to be a critical player with us to achieve any success here, not engage our allies sufficiently that are critical in the region, Japan and South Korea by way of example. So yes, it's better not to go ahead and enter into a bad deal, but you don't put yourself in this position in the first place. And I think that's one of the critical shortfalls. And the other recognition we have to have is that Americans are less safe today than when the president started, because, you know, Kim Jong-un continues to enrich material. He already tested an intercontinental ballistic missile. This has all happened under the president's watch.
And it was interesting, you heard the president deny U.S. intelligence assessments to that effect at the press conference. But the most jaw-dropping moment was the president taking Kim Jong-un's word for not knowing about the horrendous treatment of Otto Warmbier, who left the country after being held hostage, left it brain dead, and later died. This morning, Senator Rick Santorum, former Republican senator, of course, had very harsh words for the president. Have a listen, and I want to get your reaction.
The fact that he walked away is, to me, a wonderful moment in his presidency. But this is reprehensible, that what he just did. I mean, he gave cover, as you said, to a leader who knew very well what was going on with Otto Warmbier. And again, I don't understand why the president does this. I am disappointed, to say the least, that he did it.
What damage does that do for a U.S. president to take a position like that?
Enormous damage. You know, the whole question of human rights in North Korea has not even been raised, and it is a problem for Kim as he seeks international recognition. We should be raising that as well. The thousands that are in concentration camps and jails, those who have been killed, those who have had to flee, and Otto Warmbier, a United States citizen, to say that he believes Kim Jong-un, the president has a propensity for this. He believes Putin as it relates to some of the things that Putin says. He believes believes, Kim Jong-un. He seems to find warmth with authoritarian dictatorships and believes them and their word when they have records of violating international law and human rights than to believe our own intelligence community.
Senator Bob Menendez, thanks very much.
Thank you, Jim.